What's up? It's Riff Guys.
The Riff Guys.
We're the Riff Guys.
I like riffs.
I also like riffs. That's the name of our podcast to stick.
It is now.
It's the name.
It's not.
I'm Sam. I play in Heaven is Sleeping. This will probably go up on the Heaven is Sleeping YouTube channel.
I fucking jack off every day.
Who are you, man? Who are you?
Oh, you know.
What a start. Remember to talk in the mic.
Yes. The frequency. I'm Julian.
He doesn't play in the
I
band.
doesn't play, but I enthusiast band.
Friends of the band.
Friends band, yes.
So
This fucking sucks.
Oh, this sucks. I'm cutting this out. This all is cut.
This is so bad.
No, this is cool.
No, this is good. This is good, yes.
This is good pod. Good pod, man. So what are we doing today, bud?
So what we're going to do is, about like 2 weeks ago, me and him were thinking, we were like, okay, dude, what if we decide who the best metal subgenre is? Which one will take all the money? Which one will take all the gold? And what we've done is... All the doubloons. And what we've done is we have taken most of each subgenre, and we've given them 5 bands to represent them. And we're going to be comparing each and every single one. And we're going to about do like maybe 1 or 2 songs, see what we think about each genre. And then we're going to compare them, and it's basically going to be like a tourney style. And see who wins.
See who the best metal genre of all time objectively is.
Objectively, yes.
We have the most objective taste.
Opinions, of course, but I mean, you know, well, we're still just trying to be fair, whether we like the genre or not. We're still gonna give them its flowers and see what we like and what we don't like about them.
If you know who we are, you probably know who's gonna win. But
this is true.
If you're a new viewer, hello. We don't know what you're doing.
Hello.
Hi. Sucks. Suck ass.
I'm gonna be like, who the fuck are these guys?
These idiots.
These fucking guys. They don't know how to podcast.
These are the most unlikable guys ever.
Actually, we're fucking heavy metal elitists.
So, we have 16 subgenres. We have heavy metal, thrash, core, which is hardcore, deathcore, and metalcore.
All the cores.
Combined.
Yes.
Stoner metal, sludge/doom metal, goth metal, power metal, prog metal, new/alternative metal, black metal, grindcore, death, groove, industrial, symphonic, and folk metal.
Folk.
Place down in the comments who you think's gonna win.
True, and I mean, we already know who's gonna win, but
we might. I don't know. We might be.
For me, it's like a close between 2.
Read my hat in my shirt.
It's a close between 2 for me.
Want?
It's a close between 2 for me. All right. So
let's start with the news.
The news. Oh, Heaven is Sleeping stickers out right now.
Stickers
out right now.
We got,
Heaven is Sleeping CDs out right now.
We got Heaven is Sleeping CDs using our Instagram link in the. I'll put it in the.
Subscribe to the Bandcamp.
Subscribe to the Bandcamp. Listen to the album. Our album dropped May 21st. Listen.
It dropped right now. It's out right now. Listen to it. It's really good.
I might put a little.
I fucking jacked my shit to it. We should have included you in the sludge.
That'd have been a lot.
Just take out Buzz Oven and put in Heaven is Sleeping.
No, bro, Buzz Oven's the sludge band. So our first matchup, 1 versus 16 seed, is stoner metal versus groove metal.
Oh, fuck.
So the stoner metal bands we chose: Electric Wizard, Sleep, Weed Eater, Wind Hand, and Caius.
And then for the groove metal, we chose Pantera, Sepultura, Machine Head, Strapping Young Lad, and Lamb of God.
This might be the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
This one will be pretty.
This sucks.
This is pretty like, I mean, like those are like some of our like top 5 subgenres, and they're already gonna go head to head first round.
These are my favorite bands of all time.
Yeah.
So, stoner metal, we all know it, we all love it, obviously, and Electric Wizard is one of the many bands that inspired me to make this type of music that I make now, or that we make now, because we're a full band. Sleep is amazing. So what's our, like, are we going commercial success, or are we going...
I think a little bit of both. I think in terms of, but I mean, if we went full commercial, thrash is gonna win.
I mean, yeah, thrash.
Thrash or heavy is gonna win.
Right.
That's just pure commercial. But I mean, you got to throw in, you know, like some of our own opinions, some of the viewers' opinions.
Viewers' opinions. No one's watching this.
Nobody's watching this, but
no one's gonna watch this.
they're gonna be like, yeah, this fucking guy's opinion is fucking trash.
Oh, we should also clarify. We got the bands from each genre from rateyourmusic.com.
Yes.
This is not us saying the bands that we put on this list. They're one of their main 2 or 3 genres is the genre that's associated with it.
Yeah, so I mean, you
so
could
don't
argue.
Get upset with some of our.
You could argue that, like, you know, I don't know, fucking Black Sabbath is in Doom, but we decided to put it in heavy.
I mean,
they are, but
they're the band.
They're the band, but you know,
as we all know, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is the only song.
Yeah, that is true. Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is the only song ever.
But we're
specifically the Guns N' Roses cover.
Especially the Guns N' Roses cover.
But like how we said, I mean, like all the genres, you could argue that like different bands belong in different genres. But as far as we saw, all we did was like did a quick Google search, and we were like, okay, well, we'll just put this and this. You know, like I said, for example, you could say Black Sabbath belongs in Doom, but
you could.
As we say, as we could have put it on there, but you know, as we said, we decided to put it in heavy, give heavy a little bit more of a boost in its numbers.
All right, so pound for pound, I think listen to me, with all the factors in mind, I think groove beats stoner metal.
You're taking groove over stoner?
I might. Dude, Pantera is one of the biggest bands of all time.
Pantera is one of the biggest bands of all time, especially down here in Texas, in the South in general.
In the South.
Electric or stoner metal in general is still like, I wouldn't say niche, but it's
smaller genre.
It's for like, it has a niche people. Yeah. Like, you know, stoner metal isn't for everybody, and it's like, you know, for that specific group. I mean, yeah, you could be not a stoner and listen to whatever, but I'm not saying it requires it, but the music was specifically made for whenever, like, you're trying to get high, or whenever you're trying to do drugs, or, you know, it's made for that lifestyle. And I feel like groove can be enjoyed by a lot more of the majority, and that's why, for example, Pantera is as big and commercially successful as it is, because it appeals to the masses.
Yeah.
And like, they're great, but I mean, stoner metal is kind of in that niche where, you know, it that kind of music is made for that lifestyle, and it may not be, you know, for everybody.
Like, so Pantera, basically all these bands abandoned groove at some point, except for Lamb of God and Strapping Young Lad. They just broke up.
Mm-hmm.
But Pantera had the Glamterra phase.
Mm-hmm.
Sepultura had 2 good groove albums. Machine Head went like metalcore after The More Things Change.
Yeah.
Strapping Young Lad is almost industrial metal. We threw them in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they are.
And then Lamb of God has been the only one that stayed.
They kind of just been the face of it, yeah.
They're the AC/DC of groove metal.
Pretty much, yeah. But for these other stoner bands, like I mean, we got Sleep, we got Weed Eater, Windhand, Caius.
They stick to
They've never like, as far as I've known, haven't really like evolved their sound past like the roots. So like they've always stayed the same, very like droney, very slow, and it's all great. But you could argue that most of the bands in groove metal have evolved past their roots, whereas where he pointed out that Pantera started off as a glam metal band, and then like in the 90s they were like, okay, well we're actually just gonna do something cool now, and then
Let's be the heaviest.
and then they gave us Vulgar Display of Power
And Far Beyond Driven and the Great
Far
Seven
Beyond-
Kill.
and everything
and
else after that.
Steel, and then rest in peace time. But,
This is true. But
I don't know.
as far as I see it, stoner metal has its niche. Groove metal is more for the masses, and in my honest opinion, when we're making it commercially, when we're making it like an opinion, I'm gonna give it to groove over a slight edge. I still love all these stoner bands. I still love groove, but for me personally, Pantera carries this genre. Same with Sepultura, but
I might take back what I said. I mean, my personal love for stoner goes so far
yeah,
in this conversation. I don't know if I could give it. I mean, this is a rough.
this
is a rough
rough first
matchup.
round. Rough first round.
The first one on
Yeah,
the bracket.
yeah, rough first round.
This sucks.
I think I'm gonna give it to groove. Just for Pantera. I mean, cause
Sleep.
yeah, Sleep,
Electric Wizard created music.
They did, yeah. It's the only band,
They're the only band.
and they only play Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
They only play Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Sleep, Weed Eater is so good. Windhand is really good. Caius was one of my favorite bands for a long time. They still pretty much are.
Even though they've just died.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of people argue that Electric Wizard hasn't been the same since what was it? What was his name?
Since
It left.
Electric Wizard.
Yeah. Because one of them left, right?
No, I mean, they've had many lineup changes.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
But
like
I mean, after Dope Throne, they definitely changed, but they
Yeah.
they got it back, and then Wizard Bloody Wizard came out, and that was weird, and I don't know why they did that.
I don't know. Like I said,
I'm
just
gonna give it to Stoner.
you give it to Stoner.
Yeah.
I just think, in like the whole grand spectacle of things, I mean, also like music-wise, groove is also a lot more technical,
It is, yeah.
and you could be like, oh, like they don't do like as big of riffs as groove can.
Okay, let's settle it here. We'll go band by band.
Band by band, okay, yeah.
Electric Wizard versus Pantera.
Electric Wizard.
This is the hardest thing I've ever done. That's Electric Wizard for me.
I'll take Electric Wizard too.
It's Electric Wizard. Sleep versus Sepultura. Now, very similar catalog of good music, at least, because
Yeah.
Sepultura put out 2 albums with Cavalera, or 2 groove albums with Cavalera, and then he left, and they suck.
Yeah.
And Sleep has put out 4 albums. And Dope Smoker. I go Sleep easy for this one.
I'll take Sleep. Yeah.
That's
I really,
low.
I only really care about Sepultura when we're talking Roots and Chaos AD.
I mean, those are the 2 grooves.
Yeah, those are the 2.
I don't think, with an honest mind, we could put any of their thrash albums on here because it's not groove.
No.
So that's kind of.
And I do like those albums, but we're talking, like I said, Chaos AD and Roots.
Weed Eater versus Machine Head.
I'm gonna take Machine Head on this one.
I take Weed Eater.
Weed
Take
Eater.
Machine Head.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think Weed Eater's production is so I mean, they haven't put out an album since like 2012, I believe. So, and Machine Head has a lot more albums, but
They're a lot
Weed
more
Eater albums
consistent.
Are
Yeah, Machine Head is a lot more consistent.
every
but-
song sounds the same for Weed Eater, and they're all good.
yeah.
They all got the same riff, but they're all good.
It's like the bolt thrower deal, where it's just the fucking kill chain.
We'll get to both though. Windhand versus Strapping Young Lad.
Windhand.
So that means
That's
going band by band.
Just Stoner.
Stoner
Yeah,
wins.
Stoner wins.
Stoner.
We don't even have to debate Caius against.
Don't have to debate.
What was the last one?
Lamb of God.
Caius. Come on.
Yeah. Stoner moves on to the next round. We're already 20 minutes in. It's the Riff Brothers pod.
Riff Brothers pod.
Whatever we call it. All right. The second matchup.
We got Sludge/Doom versus Heavy. Ooh. All right.
So sludge albums.
Or sludge bands.
Crowbar, I Hate God, Melvins, Thou, Buzz Oven.
Okay, and then for Heavy, we got Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Motorhead, and Dio. So,
Again, so what do we do here? Like, do we go the bands that influence these bands? I don't know. If
Black Sabbath is
Black Sabbath is
One.
objectively one of the greatest bands of all time.
Black Sabbath is number one. Like they're not my favorite, but I can say Black Sabbath is the greatest metal band.
Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is the only song.
Great, yes, exactly.
Every other song copies
Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is the only song ever created.
And we got Iron Maiden, one of the unmatched in consistency throughout the years.
Yeah,
Again, all their songs sound the exact same, but they're all.
but Fear of the Dark.
Fear of the Dark. I mean, yeah. But then what does it go into after the clean part?
Yeah.
Judas Priest, we saw them.
They're freaking awesome, dude.
A couple months
They
ago.
still got it, dude.
They're still killing it.
Judas Priest is still fucking insane.
No original members left, except for the bassist. I think he's still original,
Yeah,
but they still kill it, man.
they're still awesome.
Their run of albums in the late 70s, early 80s, British Steel, Screaming for Vengeance, all.
And then we got Painkiller.
And then Painkiller.
And then Painkiller.
They came back 10 years later and we're like, what if we write that hardest album?
What if we
we've
just
ever
What if we
written?
just became Heavy?
What if we just become a thrash band? And that's what Painkiller is.
Yeah.
It's like they heard Injustice for All and were like, we can do that.
Yeah,
With
and then
sweet picking.
And then we got Motorhead, the biker band of all time.
Yeah.
They make
Again,
bike.
stick to the formula.
Yeah, they stick to the formula. They know what they did. They found their music and they stick through it
Rest in
throughout the
peace,
whole
Lemmy.
years. Rest in peace, Lemmy.
And rest in peace, Dio.
And rest in peace, Dio.
But-
And rest in peace, Ozzy.
Ozzy, I mean, yeah. At
Yeah.
least one member from all of these bands has passed, except for Judas Priest, I think.
Yeah.
All their,
mean,
all their
Rob-
former members are still alive. As
Yeah,
well.
Rob is still killing it too.
Yeah.
But
I know the guitar players don't tour with them anymore.
yeah, but Motorhead, just straight biker music, fucking awesome.
Wrestling,
Wrestling
intros.
music, wrestling intros, like they're always killed it. Lemmy's arguably one of the greatest bass players of all time.
greatest singer, or not, greatest metal vocalists of all time.
Yes,
Not good singing voice, but man, he had a growl.
straight iconic. Dio is arguably one of the greatest singers of
metal
all time.
And then we got Sludge/Doom. We got Crowbar. Would you agree the heaviest band of all time?
The heaviest band of all time, yes, none heavier.
And then I Hate God.
I hate God as
Also
well.
one of the
Also one of the
heaviest bands
top
of all
five.
time.
Top five.
Melvins.
You got Melvins.
The creator
Of
Sludge.
Sludge,
pretty
yeah.
much, except for Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
Thou, one of the better modern, or the best modern sludge band.
Yeah, dude, they're freaking
The
crazy.
heaviest modern sludge band.
Their music is just
Their music
pure,
makes me wanna kill
just
someone.
pure hate.
It's pure hate.
It's just pure hatred. Like they really know how to channel those emotions into their music.
And then Buzz Oven, also one of the most hateful
Mhm.
bands I've ever heard.
Yeah,
So it really can be divided into like subcategories. Iagod and Buzz Oven are meth sludge.
Yeah, they're more of like crazy stuff, and then Crowbar is a lot more technical.
Crowbar is beer.
Crowbar is more beer
is
and
beer, whiskey.
technical, and they
pretty much none of this is technical.
it's not, but like a lot of them still have their their technical moments. They're a lot more cleaner. They have a lot more cleaner sound.
Now is, I mean, I don't know how to describe them in like in a substance form. Maybe like when you're having a really bad heroin trip.
Yeah, or when like
Probably it.
you just feel the entire world burning.
Yeah. You're chained to the bottom of the ocean.
Pretty
Shout out
much.
Chained to the Bottom of the Ocean, also a good sludge band. And then Melvin's from Washington.
Yeah, Melvin's from Washington.
They-
Kurt Cobain's
1987.
one of
they
Kurt
released-
Cobain's favorite bands.
Yeah. He played with them for a little
He
bit.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
then Dale Crover, Melvin's drummer, was Nirvana's first drummer, I believe.
No, it was some other guy.
I'm fairly sure. It was
I don't know if it was-
Crover, and then it was Chad Channing.
I don't know if it was before Bleach. Did they record Bleach with him?
I think actually Dale Crover did play on Bleach, like for a song.
Okay. Because I know for Bleach it was some other guy, and then then Grohl for Nevermind and In Utero.
That roll, man.
That guy. But whenever you look at it commercially, like we were trying to compare
I mean,
with
it's heavy metal sweeps.
Heavy Metal Sweeps, no doubt. Like we said, Black Sabbath commercially is undoubtedly the greatest band of all time.
Yes.
One of.
Yes.
Top 5, top 10, whatever.
It's the Beatles, Elvis.
Black Sabbath, Zeppelin.
Black Sabbath is probably it might be Metallica.
Metallica,
for
Zeppelin.
total selling metal.
Yeah.
Stuff.
And then Iron Maiden could also be up there as well.
Iron Man's probably on there.
Iron Maiden's also probably up there. Heavy metal is a lot more like traditional heavy metal is a lot more, trying new things, and like because whenever heavy metal first appeared, that's when like the genre was still fresh, and from what I've heard from all these different bands, they always have like super clean vocals and then like long heavy guitar riffs and
for the time.
they got the solo and stuff. Yeah.
A lot of solos.
Lots of solos, lots of like
Sludge is just riffing.
yeah, sludge is just
We're riffing. We're mad at anything.
Yep.
We hate ourselves. We hate the government.
mm-hmm.
We don't want to go to work every day.
every day I hate work, kill my boss.
Kill your boss
Kill my boss every day.
every day.
And then
Now is I hate myself and I want to kill people.
and I want to make
wanna
sure
kill
everyone
myself
knows
and
that I hate
others.
myself.
You have to give them points for that because
Well, 100%, yeah. This is
this is probably the most angry subgenre of music or of heavy music,
I think
except for
cuz
this is the most non-corny.
yeah. Cuz I mean like you could be like, "Oh,
Metal
well,
is
actually
angry.
deathcore or death, but
Death metal gets corny.
death metal
Sludge,
does
I've never heard it be corny.
no. Cuz what I've seen from bands in sludge is that they have a lot more like different themes than just like, oh, I want to kill people. I want to do stuff to other people or to myself. But from what I've seen from all these different bands is that they have like more themes from like, I don't know, the Bible or, like literature and stuff like that. They apply all these different themes to their music, and
Especially EHG.
especially EHG. Crowbar also has some stuff like that.
I mean,
Thou also is pretty like influenced by
they're
that.
Pretty, they're a very learned band.
Yeah.
That was. Buzz Oven is straight.
Yeah.
hate.
Just
Yeah. From North Carolina too. So we have 3 NOLA bands, and then Melvin's is way up there, and then Buzz Oven's way over there.
yeah. But then heavy metal is just
They're all from England.
England.
Except for Dio.
Yeah.
But he had English musicians play with him. especially when he started.
Yeah.
Dio was in Black Sabbath.
Dio was Black Sabbath for a little bit, yeah.
And Rainbow. Shout out Rainbow.
I think
we have to give it to Sabbath in heavy metal.
you're going to give it to heavy metal?
I think so. I don't think we can have a metal bracket that eliminates Sabbath in the first round. Or Maiden, or Judas Priest, or Motorhead, or Dio.
Yeah, but great arguments could be made for both, and like opinions base wise for both of us, this is like probably one of the hardest
I'm
ones.
going against my favorite subgenre of music.
I mean, they're both just great, and it's really hard to choose between either of these. But I feel like we should still go band for band on each.
Black Sabbath versus Crowbar.
Oh my God!
It's Sabbath. Like I can't. Dude, they were riffing in
I know.
1969.
I know. And Master of Reality came out in 1971. 1971.
Into the Void came out in 1971.
That's my favorite song. That's my favorite Sabbath song, Into the Void, and it came out in 1971.
Yeah, 1971.
Sabbath Bloody Sabbath is the only song.
It's the only song. But
Crowbar
is
is
the most emotionally heavy, physically heavy.
Heaviest band in the entire universe.
Yeah. Combined heaviness, they whoop everyone else.
I think I'm going to give it to Sabbath.
It's Sabbath.
Just for the influence, musically wise, I'm taking Crowbar.
I mean, yeah.
But, I mean, Sabbath is the one that started it all. Can't disrespect the GOATs.
Iron Maiden versus EHG.
I'm taking ESG. I'm taking ESG on this one.
Me too. So we're 1-1 for now.
Yeah.
Judas Priest versus Melvins. I love Melvins. But it's Priest.
But it's Priest, yeah.
Priest. It's 2-1 heavy metal. Motorhead versus Thou.
Arguably, Motorhead is probably the heaviest out of those, I think.
But they don't
But
stand a chance.
They don't stand a
Thou.
chance in terms of heavy.
In terms of heavy. But which band is... I also think Thou is a better band than Motorhead.
Yeah. Yeah, in terms of like...
My personal preference.
In terms of personal preference, again, Motorhead is still one of the greatest bands in terms of, like old school heavy.
This could be a 2-hour video.
We'll give it to Thou. I think
we have to give it to
I think we'll give it to Thou. Thou is...
So it comes down to the last bands.
Buzz Oven and Dio.
It's Buzz Oven and Dio.
Buzz Oven and Dio. What are you thinking?
I don't know. Because Dio is one of the best singers.
Yeah, Ronnie James Dio.
Of rock.
Yeah.
Period.
Like, there's no debate on that one. Ronnie James Dio is one of the greatest vocalists.
Dixie Dave from Weed Eater played in Buzz Oven.
Mm-hmm.
He was their bassist for a long time. And that gives it points because Dixie Dave is one of the coolest guys ever.
Of all time.
He's so cool. We didn't even talk about that when talking about Weed Eater.
Holy Diver.
But Holy Diver.
Holy Diver.
I think Buzz Oven would want us to give it to Dio.
Yeah.
They're probably like,
Dio's fucking sick. We're shit compared
so
to them.
it's heavy metal.
Yeah.
Heavy metal moves on to the next round.
That means they're gonna take on what was it?
They're gonna
Groove?
take on stoner metal.
Oh, Stoner. Okay, yeah.
All right, we got the hard ones out the way pretty
Yep.
fast. We got folk and industrial
Folk.
metal next. For folk, our bands are Agalloch, The Who, Katira, I think I'm pronouncing that right, Pagan Rain, and Wuthering Heights.
And then for industrial, we have Fear Factory, Godflesh, Rammstein, KMFDM, and Ministry. Industrial.
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 I think so. We got to give a little bit of reasoning, but I mean, Fear Factor is one of my favorite bands of all time.
Yeah.
Favorite metal bands of all time.
I just folk metal is like how kind of explained with stoner metal. It's for that niche of people.
It is.
I am not one of those people.
It's not for me.
It's not for me.
I respect.
I also respect it. They're
using their cultures in their music. I think that's awesome.
I think like how they made it to feel like a lot more like cultural with their music, depending on like which band you like. The Who is very like they have like a lot more
stuff.
Mongolian elements to their music.
Katira is from Brazil, I think. If I might be mistaken, they're from somewhere South America. Their music is pretty cool. I wouldn't call it metal at all. I'd just call it kind of folky,
just folky music, and I mean like that's all well and good, but like I said, it's not for me.
Yeah, it's not.
I find like a lot of the vocals like kind of a little too epic-y, if that makes sense.
Except for the Who, where it's just
except for the throat singing, it's so fucking cool.
That's cool.
But
I just love the industrial sound.
Yeah, I also do too.
Godflesh is a sick band that
You
personally I haven't been able to get into much, but with the stuff that hits, it hits.
Yeah,
Justin
Godflesh.
Roderick is one of the coolest.
Godflesh
guys.
is one of like the progenitors of it, I'd say.
Like just a drum machine and just.
I think Rammstein is probably the most popular on this list.
Yes.
Either Rammstein
They're one of
or
the most popular bands, period, on
Yeah.
this list.
to come out of Germany as well.
Especially. And also KMFDM from
KMFDM, yeah. I don't really like per se love either of these two genres, but I know a lot more about industrial, and I enjoyed a lot more from industrial than I have from folk.
We listened to a couple songs of each band.
Yeah, so we're not going into this.
If we hadn't heard of them.
Yeah, we're not going into this blind.
Yeah,
so,
this is
but
heard of these bands.
I think I'm gonna give it to industrial on this one. Easy, sweet for me.
I think so. Yeah.
They're just, I just find that the music and
Kind of attitude.
yeah, and all the stuff, the attitude, the drum
aesthetic of it
machine,
is
the
amazing.
aesthetic of it as well. Yeah. I just think it clears folk music or
Alright.
folk metal.
Industrial moves on to the next round. So we got core, metalcore, hardcore, deathcore versus progressive metal.
Okay.
This is also a hard one for me, I think. It's probably gonna be shorter, but I think it's gonna be hard. So our core picks: Converge, Knocked Loose, Hatebreed, Loathe, and Suicide Silence.
There is not one truth cast in a stone, only lies cast in a face.
And then for prog we have Tool, Gojira, Dream Theater, Mastodon, and Meshuggah.
These are some of my favorite bands in both
Dude.
tiers.
Yeah, yeah.
And before you
All of prog.
lead us get on us about hardcore not being metal. Do you think Hatebreed is not metal?
That's Hatebreed is
it's
hate
down hardcore.
hate
by the way.
breed. They are hatred.
And just listen to all of their music.
I
It's all
think
the hardest stuff ever.
you can't also call Knocked Loose not metal.
Yeah, Knocked Loose is metal.
Knocked Loose is fucking
Like,
insane,
I know
dude.
hardcore is hardcore punk at its roots,
Yeah,
but the bands that we chose are from the metal side. So
Yeah.
it's fair.
yeah, like there's like kind of like that split when you go like hardcore punk, hardcore rock, or hardcore metal. Yeah,
And we didn't have enough genres for metalcore, deathcore, and hardcore separated.
so we just kind of combined them all in one.
We know that Converge does not sound like Suicide Silence. We get
Yeah.
it.
Or Loathe.
We know that Knocked Loose does not sound like Loathe.
Yeah,
Loathe
But-
is
Loathe is fucking
a
insane.
different kind of beast.
Yeah,
Converge. I've been on a big Converge kick recently from the new albums coming out. Love Is Not Enough came out in February, I think, and then the new one, I can't really remember the name, is coming out in July, I think, June maybe.
and then Loathe is also coming out with their new album pretty soon.
All
and they're about to go on tour with Fleshwater. I don't know if they started yet, but
Probably not.
we're both gonna go out and see that. It's gonna be a fun time.
And Knocked Loose is one of
One of the
biggest modern metal
one of the
bands now.
craziest modern model bands right now. Like it's insane how
They might rival Thou and how much hate they put
dude.
into
It's Knocked Loose is insane. The music, the technicality of it, and still having to have that hatred behind
so
it.
many noises. happening in
So
Knocked
many
Loose.
noises, and it's so good.
I hopped on Knocked Loose during the Tear in the Fabric of Life era, and I was scared by their music. It's so insane.
It's so in your face,
Yeah.
but it's like
Listen to Where the Light Divides the Holler if you haven't listened to it. It's a scary song.
it's fucking insane.
Of course, Counting Worms.
Counting
the big
Worms,
song,
Suffocate.
obviously. Suffocate.
Like they just have like this great
Blinding
selection,
Faith,
and
God knows.
they're all like, and they're still relatively pretty new.
Yeah.
So they have
They've been around since probably 2014.
yeah, and they still have a lot to offer, dude. Like they're not done yet.
I'm
So
excited for what they do next. 'Cause they'll probably announce something. Did you listen to the song they did with Denzel Curry?
no, I haven't actually, but
It's pretty tough.
I know. Yeah, I know it's still kind of like in their little deal. I heard like they didn't really like change up their sound for it. I mean,
They didn't at all.
yeah.
They might have gotten more in your face.
Okay.
I mean, the rapping element, Denzel Curry is sick on that track. I love it.
Okay.
Hatebreed, one of the most influential hardcore bands ever.
Yeah.
Satisfaction is the Death of Desire is one of
Influenced a lot of now modern
yeah,
modern bands.
hardcore bands. At the time, hardcore bands, the scene changed. Still doing it, still touring.
Yep.
One of their I Will Be Heard was in the Punisher series now.
Mhm.
If you saw that,
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
and it's a I saw the scene. It's
It's fucking sick. Yeah.
Loathe is an interesting band. They're very heavy, but they also have the kind of Deftonesy.
They're heavy when they
shoegaze
want to be,
elements.
and they're also very shoegazy.
Like, Gourd is an insanely heavy song.
And for today, I mean, that's kind of like what people really love today.
That's a big sound, big modern sound.
Yeah, and like I said, like people today really love that, like when bands get heavy, but they also can be really shoegazy and soft. And I feel like that's why Deftones is super popular these days.
We'll get
Is-
to Deftones.
We will get to Deftones in a little
And
bit.
then finally, Suicide Silence, just classic hard deathcore.
Yeah.
I listened to a lot of The Cleansing,
Mhm.
and it was insane.
Honorable
Unanswered
mention
is an
to
insane song.
Bring Me the Horizon as well. They may have had it. No.
At the time.
At
yeah.
the time, yes. At the
Now
time.
we're not talking about.
No,
we're
no,
talking
no, no,
about
no.
Worst bands of all time.
Early Bring Me the Horizon is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
We got Prague, Tool, Gojira, Dream Theater, Mastodon, and Meshuggah. Four of
Tool.
my 5 favorite bands are on this list.
Tool is an enigma. Tool is like Maynard James Keenan is arguably
One of the
the
greatest vocalists, in
greatest
metal
musicians of all time.
of all time in any genre is a bit much. I think metal musicians that we can make an argument.
That dude can do like
I mean, Perfect Circle's first 2 albums are fantastic. Puss First sucks,
yeah.
but Tool, man,
We're talking Tool right now.
talking Tool.
We're talking
Perfect
Anima.
Circle's not on this list.
We're talking Anima. We're talking
Lateralis.
Fear Inoculum at
We're
Lateralis.
talking 10,000 Days.
Come
We're talking
on, bro.
Undertow. We're talking the Opiate EP,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
They have 5 albums, and they're almost all
Anima,
perfect.
Lateralis, commercially, I think a lot of people would say as well that they're one of the greatest metal albums of all time.
I would agree that Lateralis is the greatest album of all time, metal album of all time.
Okay, yeah. And that just goes to show how influential and how big and how great that Tool is.
I've knocked off every single other one of my favorite bands except for Tool because I couldn't do it.
Cause yeah.
Because I couldn't do it.
But then we got Meshuggah.
In Meshuggah.
and Meshuggah.
I can do Meshuggah. I can riff.
Yeah.
I can go bang and go wow wow, but not with the crazy timing that they have at all. The crazy. It's not. I know it's all 4/4. It's all. It may not sound like it's 4/4, but it's all one-time signature that they just change the beats of, and they change where they play the notes. They're insane musicians. Gojira. And classic. Started out as like a death metal band.
Yeah, classic prog. Yeah, like you said, started.
Pretty much proggy death metal.
Yeah. They like insane vocals.
Insane. Impossible vocals to,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do.
yeah.
The screaming while having the tone that he does, singing tone, it's
Insane.
Unmatched. Dream Theater, my least favorite of all the bands that we're talking about right now.
Yeah, I don't really know much of Dream Theater, to be honest.
I
But
know a couple albums, but nothing much. And those couple albums, I don't.
Kind of the weakest link.
Not a big fan of.
Yeah.
A lot of people like them because of the theatrical elements.
And then you got to
the-
talk
the
about
keyboard.
one of the greatest, Mastodon.
Yeah, it's one of the best bands.
One of the greatest bands.
Started Remission is a heavy album as their debut, and then they got heavier with Leviathan.
Leviathan is an
Leviathan
insane
is a
app.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then Blood Mountain is also insane. They kind of reached their proggy stuff on Blood Mountain and Crack the Sky,
Yeah.
and then they went a little more commercial with Once More Around the Sun, and then Emperor of Sand, and then Hushed and Grim, I think, was directly after that. The commercial albums are good. Once More Around the Sun is one of my favorite Mastodon albums, but Leviathan and Crack the Sky are pretty much perfect.
Yeah. Leviathan is still like a insane album, 10 out of 10. It's
Blood and Thunder is one of the greatest songs ever written.
yeah, it's really one of the only ones, or one of the only Mastodon albums that I've listened to all the way through, and it's freaking insane. Super heavy, like, you know.
Mind melting, like
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the drumming, Ron Daler, one of the greatest modern metal drummers.
Yeah.
I mean, we have some of the greatest drummers of all time in this genre. Danny Carey,
We have some of the greatest vocalists too.
Mario Duplantier, Mike Portnoy, Ron Daler, and then Thomas Hawk from Meshuggah.
Well, what do you think? What are you leaning towards?
I'm going progressive pretty easily. Core has a lot to offer, being so many genres combined.
I think so too, and that's because core also is a lot more, like a lot of the bands that we've mentioned are a lot more modern and new, so they're still having a lot to offer. Like that's because all the bands that we have mentioned are all still relatively pretty new, and like Loathe is still coming out with new stuff. Knock Loose is probably gonna do some new stuff soon. They're all still touring, as far as I know. But I'm also going to lead into prog as well.
Just for having some of the greatest metal musicians.
One of the greatest metal musicians, some of the greatest metal musicians, and just like the relative technicality that the genre demands.
We're going progressive.
Yeah,
It's probably going to be hard to beat the progressive, I think.
I think so too.
Gothic metal versus thrash. Gothic metal, Typo Negative, Catatonia, My Dying Bride, Paradise Lost, and Him.
And then for thrash, we got, the big four: Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, Anthrax, and then we threw in Testament as well.
Again, for commerciality,
It's thrash. I'm gonna lean more into thrash, to be honest.
Me as well.
Typo Negative is one of
my favorite bands.
They are in my top 5 favorite bands of all time. But for me, really, they're the only ones that I really care about in the genre.
A lot of
Him is pretty good.
A lot of the other Gothic bands are pretty doomy.
Yeah, they're a lot more doomy and
downtrodden type.
yeah. Him is just more. Him is the one that's more poppy.
Him is almost not metal.
Yeah, him is a lot more poppy, and you know, I wouldn't, Google says that it's gothic metal, but me personally, they're still pretty good, but do they really belong here on this list? Probably not.
Probably not.
But I feel like they're
Just kind of a nod. Give him its flower.
yeah,
Give him
and,
his
and
flower.
and they're still pretty good. I'm not trying to downplay what they do, because I still really like them. But in terms of goth metal, Typo Negative is really the only one that I care about.
Yeah.
And
Metallica is iconic, obviously. Slayer's iconic. Megadeth
Yep.
is iconic. Anthrax is not quite as iconic, but still, one of the
Still
most
in the big
famous
four.
bands of all time. And then Testament is a sick
Mhm.
freaking band.
yeah, they are pretty good. Slayer is among one of the heaviest bands in that genre.
Yeah.
And
They were the progenitors of death metal.
yeah, they brought about the early rise of death metal, and I think we'll give it to thrash on
Give
this
it to
one.
Thrash. Gotta give it to Thrash. All right, power metal versus new and alternative metal. So power metal,
Okay.
we have Dragon Force, Halloween, Angra, Blind Guardian, and Manowar.
Okay, and then for new/alt metal, we have Deftones, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, and System of a Down.
I don't like power metal.
I don't like power metal. No, well, from what I've heard about it, it's actually pretty fucking sick.
I don't like it.
But Deftones.
Not even just Deftone. I mean, Korn they came in 1994,
Yeah.
and you have 7 strings playing blind. Like, that's insane to me.
Korn is insane.
Limp Bizkit's actually not bad.
I like them. I don't know why they just get a lot of hate.
They were so popular at the time.
Yeah. Slipknot, first album, 10 out of 10.
And then everything else. kind of fell off.
Iowa's still pretty insane. Everything else kind of sucks from Slipknot.
System of a Down, I just listened to them way too much as
Toxicity.
growing up.
Toxicity is still pretty
You
good.
can't deny how inventive they were. with the
Yeah.
sound.
I don't know.
I mean, shout out Through the Fire and the Flames.
Yeah,
from-
power metal
I
is
guess.
for like that. I want to slay a dragon. But
I
new
don't give a shit.
new/alt metal, it's a lot more. It has a lot more space to be creative, and you can do a lot more things in that deal.
Just 10-minute guitar solos and talking about Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, exactly. Like they can be very much more creative, and that's what Deftones has done. That's what Korn has done, and they have taken their genre and they've taken it sky high. And I feel like that's what we're giving it to new/alt metal.
Let's give it to new/alt. Probably the most decisive victory so far.
Yeah.
Well, the second most decisive victory is coming up. We have symphonic metal versus death metal.
Oh.
Symphonic metal, we have Epica, Nightwish, Within Temptation, Mortal Love, and Therion.
And then for death metal, we have Death, Bolt Thrower, Cannibal Corpse, Obituary, and Suffocation. Death metal.
It's death metal.
It's death metal.
Clearly,
There's no debate on this.
Death is one of the best.
Death is one
technical
of
bands of all time.
Death is one of the greatest bands of all time.
We're not most technical, but greatest.
Me
and
personally, Death is one of the greatest metal bands of all time. Every genre, Death, one of the greatest. Bolt Thrower as well.
They have one riff.
Bolt Thrower, and it's
Played
fucking sick.
17 different times.
Bolt Thrower is one of the heaviest bands that I've listened to, and they're coming straight from England, and the stuff that they managed to do and like how their sound evolved from what was it their first album?
It was In Battle There Is No Law was grindcore,
Yeah,
and then Realm of Chaos.
Realm of Chaos. is when they started to
also
get
kind of grindcore-y, but little metal. Or
yeah.
death metal
That's when they
too.
started getting a little more technical with it, and then when they went from Realm of Chaos
And then
to
it's fully dumb riffs.
yeah,
after dumb
when they went from Realm of Chaos to War Master.
riffs.
War Master is an insane album.
Let's just talk about Those Once Loyal for a second.
Those Once Loyal,
It ended their career because it was so good.
Those Once Loyal is probably undebatably top 5 greatest death metal albums of all time.
For sure.
For sure. Those Once Loyal it literally ended their career. Honestly, one of my top 10 bands of all time. They are insane. Cannibal Corpse. Cannibal Corpse.
Cannibal Corpse.
Shout out Cannibal
They've been
Corpse.
doing their thing since '91.
Yeah, Cannibal Corpse is like insane.
Chris Barnes' sucky vocals into Corpse Grinder.
Yeah, there's still like a lot more like in that like blast beat deal.
Yeah.
But that was like in the 90s. Modern Cannibal Corpse, I feel like they've tuned down their music too,
Way tuned down.
which is what I think I would like more. I just haven't listened to any of their newer stuff. But
Obituary is one of my favorite live bands I've ever seen.
Obituary is insane.
I mean, all these bands are from Florida except for Bolt Thrower. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what was in the water at the time. We should have gone Morbid Angel instead of Suffocation.
Yeah. But shout out Suffocation though.
Suffocation is the original Slam band.
Yeah.
Them and Cryptopsy they were the original Slam.
Yeah. Like the first wave,
And
basically.
also, Slam is included in death metal, so we
Yeah.
have all of those. We
Is
have,
the Appealing Flesh, more modern stuff.
and we have what's that? Devourment.
Mm-hmm.
Devourment is the
And then Slipknot Silver Disc. Like,
cutting that out. It's death metal.
well, yeah, it's death metal.
It's death metal. All right, last one of the first round. We have grindcore versus black metal. For grindcore, Napalm Death, Nails, Pig Destroyer, Terrorizer, and Mortician.
And then for black metal, we have Mayhem, Emperor, Bathory, Burzum, and Dark Throne.
It's grindcore.
You going grindcore?
I'm going grindcore. I don't like black metal.
I don't really like black metal either, but I think I'm gonna go black metal for this one because of all the other stuff they influenced.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
we can do that, but grindcore has some of the hardest bands. Like Nails is so hard,
and Pig Destroyer.
and Pig Destroyer.
Pig Destroyer is insane.
Napalm Death is also like they came out in '87. They came out the same year as Melvins.
Yeah, no, Napalm Death is definitely one of the most inventive and innovative bands from that time. They're like when you look at the time frame and like the type of music they were making back in '87, like it's almost insane to think about.
Napalm Death versus Mayhem.
Napalm Death,
Napalm Death. Nails versus Emperor.
Nails,
Pig Destroyer versus Bathory.
Pig Destroyer.
Alright, it's going grindcore. Alright, we're inside now. The computer died.
It
So-
died. We just redoing the entire second bracket.
Yeah.
And then the final, we were like this close to figuring it out, but we're just gonna go ahead and redo the entire second bracket, and we actually get to talk about it.
First bracket of the second round is stoner metal versus heavy metal.
Stoner versus yeah, and
I don't think we could do heavy metal. We could do Black Sabbath out in the second round either.
yeah,
We might have to go band by band.
I think we'll have to go band by band as well because
Dude, Black Sabbath. So we're doing Black Sabbath versus Sleep.
Or
Sleep
Electric
is
Wizard.
a heavier Black Sabbath.
yeah, and then Electric Wizard is basically like
They're the same like occult
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. Let's go band by band.
Bump you down a little bit. Okay, so we got Electric Wizard versus Black Sabbath.
I'm taking Wizard, to be honest.
I can't. I have to take
I'm
Sabbath.
taking Wizard. So that's 1-1.
Yeah. Sleep versus Iron Maiden. I'm going Sleep.
wasted years.
I know wasted years. I know Iron Maiden is amazing, but it's sleep. They have 4 albums and they're all great.
Yeah, and Iron Maiden's like newer stuff isn't really that great.
I mean, to be fair, they're 75.
Yeah. I'll give it to Sleep. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's 2-1.
No, it's 1-1. Or
Well,
we,
because
we tied on Sabbath and
yeah.
okay. And Priest versus Weed Eater.
I'm gonna go Priest on this
I go
one.
Priest.
I'm gonna go
yeah.
Priest on this one.
I
Yeah.
go Priest. Windhand versus Motorhead. I go Windhand.
I'll go Windhand too. Yeah.
Okay. And Caius versus Dio. Final matchup. Dio, one of the greatest metal singers of all time, but Caius is Caius.
I think I'm gonna go Caius on this
I
one.
would go Caius.
Caius is just their whole ambient and like sound and aesthetic is just can't be beat.
Yeah.
Whole like desert stoner stuff.
All right, so we got stoner. Moving on. Next, we have an industrial versus progressive metal.
I'm gonna go Prog on this one.
I'm also going prog.
Prog is
I'm gonna give industrial its flowers. It's a great
Yeah.
sound.
yeah.
A lot
whole
of the bands
aesthetic
do
and-
it
Yeah.
kind of well.
Yeah.
I've never heard a band that does exactly what I want in industrial metal.
Yeah, I think I'll go Prog on this one, and I think a lot of like, or some of like the prog bands also kind of lean into industrial a little bit, with like a lot of like the drum machine and like all the kind of like aesthetic and sound, but basically the way I see prog is it was just like, if some of it was industrial, but if it was just good, like if it was just like, or if it was just better, it's just a better industrial. in my
Tool
opinion.
has, especially in Anima, they have a lot of industrial sounds on
Yeah.
there. Gojira, not really. Dream Theater, not at all from what I've heard. Mastodon, maybe like a little bit. I mean, all these bands that I'm naming right now are some of my favorite bands ever.
Yeah. Meshuggah
has...
Yeah, Meshuggah's the one that does it the most.
Yeah, Destroy, Erase, Improve is almost an industrial metal album.
Yeah.
So we go prog on this one. Next is thrash versus new and alternative.
I'm gonna go new and alternative on this one.
I go thrash.
You go thrash.
I mean, it's commercially,
Commercially, it is
obviously commercially.
It's
the
behind
biggest.
heavy to be the most globally known.
Yeah.
I think I might have to go band on this one, but like I said,
I don't know, man.
new and alternative, it just, they have a lot more space to do what they can do. Like the alternative and the new metal, you can do like a lot more creative guitars and sounds and vocals, and thrash you just kind of have to go, it has to sound thrashy.
But thrash is corny sometimes. New
Yeah.
and alternative is the most corny genre.
Yeah.
Besides maybe black metal, but they're not in this conversation.
Yeah.
Let's think about all the bands outside of the 5.
Okay, well, biggest.
Papa Roach.
Okay, but Nerf Pitch.
Nerf Pitch is good.
Nerf Pitch is good. And then for thrash,
There's no like.
I can't really think of one.
Yeah.
Like I can't really.
There you go. I'm not the biggest thrash fan ever, but I think it's a better genre than new metal and alternative metal.
I'm gonna stick with new metal on this one.
Okay.
I just think that even today, like a lot more people appreciate more of like the aesthetic and sound of new and alternative metal than they do thrash.
It's a very popular sound.
It is a very popular sound, yeah.
All right, let's go band by band. Metallica versus Deftones.
Deftones, 100%.
I also go Deftones too. And Korn versus Slayer. It's Slayer.
Slayer, yeah.
They inspired death
They-
metal
they
for
made-
years
yeah.
to come.
Yeah,
And extreme
probably
metal
also
in
inspired
general.
Korn.
Yeah. Yeah. Megadeth versus Limp Bizkit. Both kind of suck later in their career. It's Megadeth.
Megadeth.
It's Megadeth. It's 2.
They made arguably the best thrash metal album.
I think so. Rust in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
And we got Slipknot versus Anthrax.
I'm gonna go Slipknot, even though fucking one album here, 2 albums
Two
really.
albums here.
I'm gonna go Slipknot. Yeah.
I'll go Slipknot. It's 2-2. Final matchup. Where'd it go? System of a Down versus Testament.
I'm going System of a Down.
I go Testament.
I'm gonna go System of a Down. Toxicity is one of the greatest albums to come out of the 2000s.
Testament's such a sick band.
But Testament is super sick band, but influential wise, commercially wise, I think I just gotta give it to System of a Down. They, they're just really one of like the biggest progenitors of that era, of that time frame.
I give them credit for being weird.
Yeah.
They're a weird band.
Yeah.
I think Testament.
But
just
Testament
has a lot.
Testament
of really
arguably
good
could
music.
be in the top 4.
They could be in the big 4.
They
Kick
really
Anthrax
could.
Out, and they could be in there.
All
All right, we gotta do rock paper scissors.
rock paper scissors, yeah. Rock paper scissors. Let's fucking go. No
I
matter.
went early, but it's whatever.
I won
Alright.
for you, Chino. Shout out Mexicans.
Second round, or last matchup of the second round. Death metal versus grindcore.
Death metal.
I also go death.
I'm
metal.
going death metal.
Just, I mean, for technicality standpoint, for brutality standpoint, it's grindcore is pretty.
People
it's
could
a
argue like,
brutal
oh well,
genre.
grindcore is the most brutal genre out there, but I prefer my music to have some sort of groove or some sort of semblance of a sound. Does that make sense? Like some sort of like rhythm to it.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
grindcore is great. Like it can be, it can just be, and that's good. That's all well and good. But I'm just more of a person that would prefer Pig Destroyer.
Destroyer, man.
But
Pig Destroyer and Nails carry this genre. for me.
yeah.
Nails is such a hard band, bro. They're so good.
But Death the
Death
band,
and Bolt Thrower.
Death and Bolt Thrower, and Obituary,
and Suffocation
and
Cannibal
Suffocate.
Corpse.
Literally everybody.
And everyone that's in the genre.
We really could have also put Cannibal Corpse kind of in that grindcore space. They're kind of like the fine line between that. I'd say a little
maybe
bit.
some songs, but Cannibal Corpse I think is the death metal band besides Death.
Yeah.
So Death moves on. All right, final 4: stoner metal versus progressive metal.
I think I'm gonna go stoner on this one.
Prog. I think Prog. I think Prog goes all the way, man. I can't get rid of Tool. I can't get rid of
Meshuggah.
Mastodon. I can't
Meshuggah.
get rid of Meshuggah. I know stoner is my favorite genre of metal music, maybe any music besides sludge. But the bands in this category
Yeah, this is the bands that
are
carry. Yeah.
my favorite bands ever.
I'm still gonna stick with stoner though. I'm gonna see how far they can go. Mostly just Electric Wizard and Sleep and Wind Hand kind of carry this one for me.
What about Caius?
Oh, and Caius, yeah. Well, just everybody, shout out to the whole genre.
It's just such a consistent good genre.
Yeah, and you could same with Prague.
For Prague, the highs are the highest for me.
Yes. I guess we'll just go band for band.
Tool versus Electric Wizard.
Electric Wizard.
I don't have any Tool on here. I mean,
Electric
look
Wizard.
at my vinyl. You can't even see it, probably. Sleep is right there. I like,
And Crowbar's right
but
there.
Crowbar's right there. I don't have any Electric Wizard.
Yeah.
But Tool was my favorite band for a long time. They still are in the category for one of my favorite bands of all time.
Yeah.
Electric Wizard is one of my most influential bands for me in music. But I go Tool.
You go Tool?
I go Tool.
I'll stick with Electric Wizard.
Okay. Gojira versus Sleep.
That's a good one.
I go Sleep.
But Ocean Planet.
But Ocean Planet.
But
man.
Ocean Planet.
But The Way of All Flesh. The album and the song. L'Enfant
And Holy
Sauvage.
Mountain.
But that's, yeah,
I'll go sleep.
in the sciences.
In the sciences.
It's the
yeah.
sciences.
I'll go sleep.
Sleep. Dream Theater versus Weed Eater.
I'm gonna
It's
go
Weed
Eater.
Eater,
I'm gonna
yeah.
go Weed Eater on this one.
Weed
Okay.
Eater. This is a very funny matchup. I think
Yeah.
Weed Eater would beat the shit out of Dream Theater if they saw each other.
Yeah.
If they had to fight, I think it's not even close. Windhand versus Mastodon. It's Mastodon.
Macedon, yeah.
Mastodon.
We'll go with Macedon on this one.
Meshuggah versus Caius.
Meshuggah.
It's Meshuggah.
Meshuggah.
Prague moves on.
Yeah.
All right, the
Alright.
final matchup of the final four. New and alternative versus death.
I'm going Death.
I'm also going death.
Going Death, yeah.
I feel like that's the right choice.
I think that's also the right choice.
But just the technicality alone of death metal.
and
stands
no
above.
no hate to like all the new and alternative bands, but
They got cringe.
they got
in the early
cringe, and
2000s.
they kind of reach a certain threshold of like the
They
technicality.
reached
and,
their glass ceiling.
yeah, they reach a glass ceiling.
Yeah.
Not Deftones though, but they're not Deftones.
Siren Era sucks.
Well, not Deftones, but I feel like all the other bands, especially probably Slipknot, they've kind of had their glass ceiling, and then like they're just kind of going down and down and down and down.
Limp Bizkit kind of sucks.
Limp Bizkit
now.
also sucks.
Korn did weird stuff, like that dubstep album they did with Skrillex.
That's the problem with them or the problem with like new and alternative is that they find their sound and then they just drift from it completely, or they just
They
kind of
try
get stale,
new things in it,
and it just kind of gets stale.
Yeah.
But the only one that I've, and not to glaze because Deftones is one of my top 5 of all time, but they're the ones that have actually stayed consistent with their whole sound. Because they went from getting that new like angry sound with Adrenaline and Around the Fur and White Pony, and then in White Pony they started getting a little shoegazy with some of the songs, but then we have Elite. Elite is
a heavy
fucking
song.
insane, and I feel like people discredit a lot of that heaviness that they have, and it's not just Deftones, it's the whole genre and it's in and of itself, because Limp Bizkit also has some heavy stuff.
I do have some stuff. But we're going against maybe the heaviest genre
Exactly, yeah,
and the most consistent genre.
Yeah, and when we're talking like heaviness, new metal has some insane stuff. They can be heavy, they can be angry, but death is that it's the embodiment of heaviness and consistent.
They got better throughout their
Exactly,
career.
yeah. Death. Come on.
Death is in the name of the genre.
Exactly, yeah. But
Both
I'm gonna go.
got better throughout their.
Yeah, exactly.
Cannibal Corpse got better.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
Obituary got worse. Kinda. Not really.
but they're still insane.
But they're still insane. Suffocation, I couldn't tell you what the new Suffocation records sound
Yeah,
like.
me neither.
I just know Effigy
yeah.
of the Forgotten and
But
the other one.
yeah, I'm gonna go Death on this one. I think that's
Yeah.
the right choice. I think this is the right call.
I think so.
As popular and as great as alternative metal is, I think Death just takes it for all the right reasons. Yeah.
So that means our final matchup is prog metal versus death metal.
I'm going Death.
I go prog.
I'm going Death.
I can't. It's Tool, man. It's Tool,
Okay,
and
but
Gojira and
but it's
Mastodon.
okay, but it's Death and Bolt Thrower.
But Mastodon is the greatest,
But
greatest
Death
band of all time.
and Bolt Thrower
Bolt Thrower.
and Obituary.
So this can really be categorized into 4 bands. Dream Theater and Suffocation are the weak links for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Shout out Suffocation, they invented slam,
Yeah.
and then Dream Theater invented something.
They're still good, but
Invented. I don't know.
they're still kind of the weakest links in their genre. So we're
think so.
we're mainly talking like
We're Tool, Gojira, Mastodon, Meshuggah versus Death,
Cannibal
Cannibal
Corpse,
Corpse, and Obituary.
Yeah. I'm still sticking with Death. Death is still like they really Death for me. It's kind of like the fine line in between prog and death because they're still really brutal, and especially in their earlier stuff, except for Scream Bloody Gore. Scream
Pretty
Bloody Gore is a lot more thrashy, but like Spiritual Healing, Human and stuff like that, they're very in their genre with death, but throughout their whole career, they've always had some of that proggy element, like where they are super technical. The guitar playing is insane. Chuck's vocals are insane, and me personally, I like more of like the high pitched vocals rather than the growling. So I'm talking like Symbolic and
Sound of Perseverance.
Sound of Perseverance. But
Rest in peace, Chuck.
Rest in peace, Chuck. But I just find like that death the band can also be a lot more technical with their stuff than some of the prog stuff. And that's just Death. That is just the band Death.
Cannibal Corpse was pretty technical earlier,
Yeah.
especially, and I think more modern too. They're a little more technical. Obituary has never been that. They've always just been riffing.
They've always just
same
been
with Bolt Thrower.
Yeah, they've always just been like super like it's great every single time. But how about you explain a little bit about your opinion on prog?
I mean, okay. I've come to a conclusion. I might concede to death metal being the champion. I haven't really thought about the entire genres of prog and where prog gets cringe.
Yeah.
A lot of prog is cringe. These top bands are the top. I think.
They're the cream of the crop.
If we were considering just these bands alone instead of the entire genre, I would fully think that prog is the best. But
yeah.
We're talking about the entire genre here.
Yeah, like we said, like we just chose like the cream of the crop to represent their genres. But when you go a lot more like into the underground stuff, and I know a lot more underground death than I do underground prog.
Yeah.
I don't really think like prog is like a genre to be underground, if that makes sense.
So. I mean, there is a lot, but I feel like prog is very technical still, and mostly it has pretty high like soaring. It's like power metal.
Yeah,
and more underground stuff.
The same thing with prog. There's one thing that I feel like limits prog is that it has like a really high skill ceiling or skill floor that you have to like meet, and like you have to
be good.
You have to be good to play in order to know what you're doing, and at the same time there's also like a creative deal where you can come up with something and then someone be like, oh, somebody already did that. You have to first be good with your instrument, and then you also have to be creative enough to come up with some original stuff. Like you can't just expect to get into playing prog music without number one, being good with your instrument, like for example guitar, and then you also have to have that creative mindset in order to be like, okay, well, I'm good with this, but what do I do that's different?
Right.
What do I do that's different from all these other bands? And, how do I make something that can sound good and that's like in this genre, And I feel like with death metal, you can still have that same mindset, but it's a lot more easier, I feel like, to make
for a dummy to get in.
Exactly. I feel like it's a lot more easier to make a death metal song than it is to make a prog metal song,
Yeah.
And because like death can go both ways. You can go technical death or you can go brutal slamming death.
Right.
So
yeah,
I think death takes it.
I concede that death, objectively, is the best metal genre.
I think
of all
so
time.
as well. I think death just takes it. I think death is for me the all around greatest in terms of we got the bands, we got the sound, we got the aesthetic. I mean, the look. I think death just takes it. I think.
All right.
Yep.
And we got it.
We got it.
Death
is the winner.
Death metal is the greatest.
Death metal is
metal
objectively
genre
the greatest metal genre of all time.
No one can complain because we are
metal elitists.
We are metal elitists.
We are metal
we know
elitists.
Everything about every genre.
That is true. Yes.
So if you're upset about this,
cry about it. Death is better.
Cry about it in the comments so we can get more views on the video, bitch.
True. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.